Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 22 in the RSV for December 22, 2023. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, and favor is better than silver or gold. The rich and the poor meet together. The Lord is the maker of them all. A prudent man sees danger and hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it. The reward for humility and fear of the Lord is riches and honor and life. Thorns and snares are in the way of the perverse. He who guards himself will keep far from them. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is slave of the lender. He who sows injustice will reap calamity, and the rod of his fury will fail. He who has a bountiful eye will be blessed, for he shares his bread with the poor. Drive out a scoffer, and strife will go out, and quarreling and abuse will cease. He who loves purity of heart, and whose speech is gracious, will have the king as his friend. The eyes of the Lord keep watch over knowledge, but he overthrows the words of the faithless. The sluggard says, "There's a lion outside. I shall be slain in the streets." The mouth of a loose woman is a deep pit. He with whom the Lord is angry will fall into it. Folly is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline drives it far from him. He who oppresses the poor to increase his own wealth, or gives to the rich, will only come to want. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply your mind to my knowledge, for it will be pleasant if you keep them within you, if all of them are ready on your lips. That your trust may be in the Lord, I have made them known to you today, even to you. Have I not written for you 30 sayings of admonition and knowledge, to show you what is right and true, that you may give a true answer to those who sent you? Do not rob the poor because he is poor, or crush the afflicted at the gate, for the Lord will plead their case and despoil of life those who despoil them. Make no friendship with a man given to anger, nor go with a wrathful man, lest you learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. Be not one of those who gives pledges, who become surety for debts. If you have nothing with which to pay, why should your bed be taken from under you? Remove not the ancient landmark which your fathers have set. Do you see a man skillful in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. It's interesting because you can't, it says choose a good name, but you can't choose a good name in the same way you could choose a pile of gold or a pile of silver. It's something you have to choose every day, over and over, with your actions. Food for thought. Humility and the fear of the Lord. Being humble before others and being humble before God is riches and honor and life. Sounds like a good deal to me. I feel like it's easier to be humble before the Lord than it is to other people, right? Especially when we feel like we're right or like somebody's an idiot. So that's the struggle. It's still a struggle to be humble before the Lord, but, with any amount of thinking or perspective taking, it's easy to get that one back in line. And I've heard this a lot, but sure enough, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Sure seems so I'm doing my best to train up my children's, yes, I'm trying to be funny, in the way that they should go, because even if they go through a season of doubt or worse, let's say, that they will come back to it when they grow older and wiser. But let's hope that they don't have that kind of season. They just stay in the Lord's will. That's what I should be praying that over my kids, but that's what we should be praying over our kids, right? The Lord's blessings on them, but that they stay in the Lord's will and they follow the Lord. I just feel like maybe that's overlooked by some parents. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is slave of the lender. That's been my theme for like the last 2 years, easily. It's just, gotta get out of debt. Gotta get out of debt. Business debt is one thing. Personal debt, gotta get out of debt. A bountiful eye will be blessed because he shares his bread with the poor. I think this is what this phrase is similar to what we talk about with a perspective of scarcity or abundance, right? Scarcity is like limited resources. Everybody got to try to get theirs and fight over it. Abundance is there's more out there in the world, money, resources, food, what have you, than we're able to take advantage of. So we just need to do that better, right? So if you see it that way, then surely you're going to share more and take care of other people because, hey, there's more out there to get. I don't need to hoard it. A lion in the streets. I mean, maybe that was a concern at one point, right? But overall, this just means like, hey, it's dangerous out there. I could fail. If I go out and try to start my own thing, I could fail. I just saw a comedy bit. I think his name is Santanino. And he was saying, like, women have got us on lock because, like, even back in the day, you know, pre-agriculture, it was like, go get the food. It was like, but there's a lion out there. Go get the food. I might be killed. What? Go get the food. So it was funny. Better delivery for sure. But we got to do what we got to do. We can't use danger or imagined danger as an excuse, right? Anxiety. Folly is bound up in the heart of a child. Yeah, but kids got to be kids. So there's like whimsical thinking, and then there's like truly like, no, this is wrong. So it's not about squashing everything out of your kids. Folly is not whimsy and vice versa. It's just like, even as Christians, I got friends that really love Harry Potter. I don't care. Or Lord of the Rings, or Star Wars with the Force, right? And we don't want to be like, ooh, that's bad, because that's not theologically perfect to what we believe. It's a story. It's a story. Just like my kids make up stories. I don't have to correct them and tell them, actually, that's not true. Let it go. Hear the words of the wise, apply your mind to my knowledge. It would be pleasant if you keep them within you and they're ready on your lips. This is, again, about meditating, putting all this in you so that later you can be like, you know, I read this verse. In this chapter, it talks about this. There's the story that Jesus told when your friends need to hear it, when your family needs something. It's funny to me reading the whole book of Proverbs and then coming to this chapter where it's like, haven't I written you 30 sayings? Here's, in this chapter, there's what, like 10 of them? Because it's like, well, we have the whole book. So you've given us plenty of sayings, more than 30, certainly. Watch your company. Don't go with somebody given to anger or rage, because you'll be like them. Bad company corrupts good morals, but dedication, you know what I mean? Like, do you see a man skillful in his work? He'll stand before kings, not before obscure men. Dedication to a craft or an art. What is it? 8 minutes a day is 1,000. No, that can't be right. There's some illustration that now I'm blanking on. I was going to say 8 minutes a day is 1,000 hours a year, but no, that can't possibly be right. Now I'm going to have to figure it out. Whatever. Leave that for now. The point is, like, devoting just a little bit of time every day can have a huge result. Right? Drop by drop. Every drop doesn't seem like much. Watching the drips doesn't seem like it's adding up. But as soon as you turn around and come back to it, it's overflowing. And so it is with skills, arts, business, talking, anything, right? And that includes studying the Word and praying. So make sure you're working on that every day, a little bit a day, to get better every day. Go with God. Be blessed.